behind you. It's a learning process. Just 18 years old right now and making his first Big Ten Conference game start. Try to get him going early with the screen to Montorie Foster, his top receiver. Touchdown. Nice opening play for the Spartans to make it 2nd and short. They'll fake it. They want to create pass plays off the run. That is deflected in and out of the hands.
Trying to go with the more difficult pass back across his body. And this is where that balance needs to work out because Brian Lindgren is calling Aidan Chiles into an easy completion.
Quick throw to the sideline, and that is caught and hauled in by the freshman Nick Marsh. There are multiple penalty on the Maryland defense. Get another look at the late hit here.
Michigan State fans hoping this is just a glimpse into the future of Spartan football with their sophomore quarterback and their freshman wide receiver, Nick Marsh. Extremely.
Marsh had a great fall camp, and with Alante Brown out with injury for the foreseeable future, Marsh will be a big piece of this Michigan State offense. They go to Dron Glover this time on the side. They've got Carter in the backfield again. It's Velling in motion. They were looking Velling's direction. Go the opposite way. Chiles to the end zone, out of the reach of Montorie Foster. And speaking of Oregon,
even though it's an incompletion, a quarterback who threw multiple interceptions last week, Aidan Chiles uses his mobility to extend the play.
Chiles to the end zone again in a crossing route, and that is caught. Montorie Foster, Michigan State answers right back.
Montorie Foster is a player that needed to respond to his week 1 performance as well. They bring him in motion, and he's off the ball. So in man-to-man coverage, especially when you're in.
He looked really good last week against UConn. Chiles, pocket breaks down. Phillips chasing after him. Chiles will just get this one away. That ball was caught by Trader, but out of bounds. MSU backed up in front of a lot of Maryland fans with noise in their ears. They go over the middle. That is intercepted. It's Glendon Miller. Back-to-back weeks with the Glendon Miller interception, and he sets up Maryland inside of the red zone.
Opportunistic play for the Terps defense. Chiles trying to get it to Nick Marsh on the in cut. He had him open and available, just sailed the football. And when you do that against this Brian Williams defense, they become as good as any secondary in the Big.
Everyone kind of learning the little details on the fly together with a lot of new faces. Back to the air, a quick dart this time, and that is caught. They get a
evaluation.
Well, in the interception, I actually think he's going to a decent spot. It just took off on him. He's got to get his feet set so he'd be accurate on those throws. So been pleased in general. Obviously, we don't want to give him the ball like that. Defensively, making them earn it. We put a couple of drives. Yeah, they scored.
2nd and 2, second time on the plus side of the 50. Velling gives Chiles a block, and he wants it all with Foster downfield. Couldn't quite connect with him.
To me, I think it's fairly obvious Aidan Chiles in a better rhythm so far in this game than he was last week. But another opportunity at the deep ball that just narrowly overthrows Montorie Foster. Now, we saw Billy Edwards overthrow his receivers a few times on their initial series as well.
He's up 3rd and 2. And in a spot of the field where you definitely want to get this. Chiles trying to get there. We'll see where they mark it. It was his first career start, but he had 91 collegiate snaps before that, making plays like this.
And one of the things that I've been really confident about when it comes to Aidan.
Chiles gets rid of it to Marsh, his freshman receiver, the 4-star recruit. And his 2nd catch of the day. Chiles to the end zone for Velling, incomplete. No flag flying there. Right guard roll. Could be somewhat of a revolving door today. 2nd and 23. Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown! They get it all back. Dron Glover, a chance to tie the game with the extra point.
But it's really been a week to watch their quarterback, Aidan Chiles, connect on the deep ball. The opportunities have been there.
Jerron Glover's first touchdown grab of the season, and it ultimately ties up the game for Michigan State. Aidan Chiles, Reggie Bush, now I guess you could say also a part of Big Ten schools in USC and Oregon, as well as Chiles goes over the middle. Oh, that was dangerously in and out of the hands of Marsh. Could have nearly.
It was the same way as a quarterback at Oregon State back in the day.
Rain starting to come back down on 3rd and 7. A throw that may have been tipped.
Defense off balance.
2nd and 10 for Chiles. Quick throw. That's been one place where they've had success. The quick throws go to Jerron Glover. Anthony, they do. 3rd and 3 coming out for the Spartans. Chiles still has it. There's a flag that comes out very quickly.
Adams says his teammates are reminding Chiles, he's the leader. We need you to come out here and keep pushing.
Really a galvanizing guy, infectious personality. Back to the air again as Montori Foster out of his reach.
Age to be a quarterback playing Big Ten football. Yes, a lot of guys are physically talented, but the mental and emotional toll that's involved in trying to perform week in and week out.
Only conference game in the Big Ten this week, Maryland and Michigan State. Chiles trying to extend this drive with under 2 minutes to go in the half, and Velling hauled that in, but where do they mark it on the forward progress? They needed 10, picked up 10. Spartans don't typically move with a lot of tempo, with time dwindling now. They're going to try to speed it up here. Chiles sneaks out of the pocket, improvising. Chiles might have to go down here, and he does. So a lot of extending, a lot of... Remember, the final 2 minutes, clock will stop with a change reset on a 1st down. Chiles rolls out, might have another 1st down here, they do. Montori Foster able.
Some trust being shown by Jonathan Smith, allowing his young quarterback to operate as the half.
Pressure came off the edge, he got it away to Marsh, who had to extend to hold that in. They're gonna mark this as a 1st down. As
with a timeout to go to strike that balance for Michigan State. You can think touchdown at some point here, but certainly to be able to secure a field goal attempt is more than attainable.
Another freshman have been keeping an eye on that battle. Spartans in plus territory. Another quick throw, another Nick Marsh catch. Up near what could be another 1st down to pick up. Clock starts up again, ticking inside of 15 seconds in the half. Pressured from behind and dropped. And now, you got to either get...
First half has been inconsistent. When they had to have it, Brian Williams' defense able to get home. Defensive front.
Nate got married in the offseason, big offseason for him, and trying to prove himself this year. His QB Chiles, little nifty move there to keep the play alive, then threw it to the sideline, and we'll have a question mark of whether or not that was picked off in Barton. We'll take back over here.
We saw an inaccurate pass in the first half from Aidan Chiles that led to that first interception he threw. This is truly the worst decision Aidan Chiles has made so far, though. And yes, the defender.
After he was dinged up in the first half. Good protection. Maryland only rushes 3. That is caught by Jerron Glover. Where do they mark it? They mark it for a 1st down.
There's just not a lot of rerouting happening within the Maryland secondary. The pocket continues to be clean. Aidan Chiles is just looking very comfortable and composed because not only is he not under any physical...
Sets him back to 1st and 20. Again, good protection for Chiles. Wants the end zone with Masunis, and was that picked off in bounds? Looks like this time it was from Jalen Husky.
The proper read. He's going to the proper place with the football and just throws an errant pass. The pocket is clean. He's thinking 6 the entire way, and the ball sails over the opposing shoulder where it should have been going down the middle to Michael Masunis. 17-14 the score back in College Park. Michigan State had an opportunity as their young quarterback, Aidan Chiles, was looking for 6. He drops back into the pocket. Michael Masunis on this scissors concept. As he's crossing the 10-yard line, he's expecting the ball to be up the seam over that left shoulder. The ball sails on 8 you need in your pass protection set.
Backed up in front of the Maryland students and band. Chiles trying to get out of that territory. Short completion to Glover.
Spartans haven't really been able to accomplish it consistently yet.
Saw Glover go under the tent there. We'll keep an eye on that. Chiles steps up, has to go outside again this time. Montori Foster with the catch. Tackled. Chiles down the seam, and it is hauled in. We'll see where they mark it. Right up near the yard to gain.
He came down hard as he went airborne to bring the football in. And not only did he impact the ground with force, but then he had a defender landing on him as well in Lanai Whitaker.
The injury timeout will be extended for immediate timeout.
But I'm just fine.
He's back in. They go the direction of the field he was on. Able to target fast. Spartans are 7 of 9 on third down today. Been a strong suit in this offense. Chiles going to try to run for it. See where they mark him. The importance of every Michigan State offensive drive now, trying to implore their defense to a stop. Chiles, deep shot, wants Marsh. He has him in stride. Nick Marsh, the freshman star for Michigan State, creating a name for himself on the fly in his first Big Ten game.
Ball field. He drops back into coverage, so they ran a movement stunt up front, bringing additional blitzers from the wide side of the field. Aidan Chiles has to stand into this pocket under duress, delivers it to his freshman wideout, hitting Nick Marsh right in stride. It's the biggest pass of the day from Chiles.
57 yards. Banged up. Chiles will step up and go to the ground. So once again
for the Terrapins, when some additional pressure came, Maryland happened to be in the perfect offensive call with crossers coming against man coverage. That time Maryland went man across the board.
Chiles, that ball is available. Who has it? Maryland appears to have possession. For Glendon Miller, his second of the day. Watch, no one really knocked this ball out, and then Glendon Miller just pops up, snatches it out of the air.
You add the secondary into the blitz pass.
Pulling out all the stops now. Chiles, 3rd and 7 to the sideline, and that is incomplete. A lifeline for the Spartans to take back over with under 5 to go, all 3 timeouts, and the 2-minute timeout. Nick Marsh is open downfield. They have him again. Big shot, big play for the freshman. "77 yards they go, and a chance to tie this thriller with the extra point."
Good hard run action from Aidan Chiles back in a clean pocket. Play dialed up. Hey, freshman receiver. Go long, throw long.
In his first Big Ten Conference game, his QB that followed him from Oregon State, Aidan Chiles, under duress here to the sideline, and that is incomplete. As
It's almost like he panicked a little bit. He got off balance and went out and held Nick Marsh.
Chiles back to throw again. Good pocket over the middle to Antonio Gates Jr. Spinning off tackles and moves it forward up. Chiles will take off, can use his legs, lowers his shoulder, picks up enough for a first down.
Make sure he moved the chains.
Great point. Final 2 minutes of each half. Clock stops. They reset the chains on a first down. Receiver slipped in Montori Foster, but somehow still made the catch, basically from the seat of his pants.
One, because so much focus was on Aidan Chiles. Montori Foster, the offensive line, a variety of receivers didn't perform.
They feel comfortable with Jonathan Kim, their kicker from as far as 58. Go back to the air, another completion, another first down with Marsh. He gets out of bounds.
Going back to the off-man look, but you have to recognize.
Beyond his years. A young QB throwing to young receivers, trying to lead a game-winning drive. It is Chiles again, brought down, this time as they utilize his legs, and us would sting for either team, given what's ahead down the road. Chiles goes opposite side of the fake, has Marsh again. Why not? It just keeps working. They try to sneak it ahead with Chiles. Does he have enough?